The eyes of the patient do not enable the doctor to save him from death. Welcome to another episode, and we're going to the main chapter. The other time we read just the introduction. Now we're going to the chapter, chapter 33. Yes, chapter 33, named Suratul Ahzab, the configurates. As usual, let me show it to you. Let's go. Uh, to the left, Al Ahzab, or the configurates, under, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Then to the right is in Arabic, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. 1, that's section 1. What do you call sign 1 of section 1. Ya ayuhan nabiyu, itaku Allah, wala tubi al-kafirin. O ye prophet, exclamation mark, fear God, comma, and hearken not to the believers. Wala tubi al-kafirun, wal munafiqin, and the hypocrites. Inna Allah kana aliman hakiman. Verily, God is full of knowledge and wisdom. The note to read is 3666. 3666 is quite note. It's quite lengthy. I say it's quite note. It's quite lengthy. Okay. The fifth year, AH, was a critical year in the external history of early Islam, and this surah must be read in the light of the events that then took place. Full stop. As explained in the introduction, the Grand Confederacy against Islam came and invested Medina and failed utterly. Full stop. It consisted of the Meccan unbelievers, the desert Arabs of Central Arabia, the Jews previously explained for treachery from Medina, the Jews remaining in Medina, and the hypocrites led by Abdullah bin Ubi, who have already been described in chapter 19, Psalm 43 to 110. So you see 5 good groups. 5. Hmm? So viewers, let's take note of it, the configurates. 5 good groups. 5 good groups. Full stop. Their bond of union was the common hatred of Islam. Oh my God. Their bond of union was the common hatred of Islam, and it snapped under the reverses they met with. So, can anybody today conquer Islam? You imagine these heavy groups. Hmm? Now we have small packets of people going against Islam. They can only come on the internet and shout, talk vulgar things. They should remember that we had a configurates who could not conquer Islam. Anyway, reverses they met with, full stop. It's important to note 3 points. Point 1, the Jews as a body now lost their last chance of bearing the standard of Islam. Colon. The best of them had already accepted the renewal of Allah's message or of God's message. Full stop. 2, a definite status was given to Prophet's household, household. It's apostrophe S. Mm. Maybe to the prophet's household. Mm. After the slanders on Hadrat Isha and had called and had been stilled. Sorry, let me repeat it. After the slanders on Hadrat Isha had been stilled, Stilled. We are told to look for, to go to 24, mm, signs 1, sign 2 to 11. 24, maybe that's Onuru. 24 signs, uh, yes, signs 11 to 12, signs 11 to 26 in brackets, comma, and true position of the mothers of the believers had been cleared. Three, three, a further exposition of the purity of sex relation was given based on the story of Hadrat Zainab, the mother of the poor. Those story, full stop. These points will be referred to in later notes as we read on. Okay, and that's note 3661 to sign 1. Let's go to sign 2. وَاتَّبِعُوا مَا يُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ min Rebecca, but follow that which comes to thee by inspiration from thy Lord, min Rebecca, uhiya ileka, inspiration by inspiration. Inna Allah kana bima ta'maluna habiran. Uh, for God is well acquainted with all that ye do. Habiran. All is in brackets. That it reads with that ye do. Okay, all must come in with all that ye do. Note 3667. 3667. In the most adverse circumstances, in the midst of assaults of evil, the plots of treason and hypocrisy, the darts of slanders and false charges, the stupid superstitions and taboos, the prophet of God should steer his course steadily according to God's law and not fear human evil in whatever form it appears. Full stop. Many may misjudge, but God knows all. Full stop. Men may try to overthrow good, but wisdom is with God. Let's go to the next sign, which is sign 3. وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَتَوَكَّلْ وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ, and put thy trust in God. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ وَكِيلًا. And put thy trust in God, and enough. Kafa is God as a disposer of affairs. Wakilan. 3668. 3668. Is the note. We must wholly trust God. He is a true and efficient guardian of all interests. Compare chapter 4, IV 81 and note 600. Chapter 4, Surah An-Nisa. Okay, let's proceed to the next sign, which is 4. وَمَا جَعَلَ اللَّهُ رِلَجِلٍ مِنْ كَلْبَيْنِ في جوفه في جوفه. God has not made for any man two hearts, كلبين, sorry, kalbini, two hearts, in his breast. في جوفه in his breast. وما جعل وما جعل أزواجكم اللاتي تظاهرون منهن أمهاتكم. Mm. Uh, nor has he made your wives azwajukum, your wives, whom you divorce by zihar. Zihar is an Arabic word spelled in English. By zihar, your mothers. Am umma ummahatikum, your mothers. Azwajan, your azwajakum, your wives. Ummahatikum, your mothers. Uh, وما جعل وما جعل أدعياءكم أبناءكم. وما جعل أدعياءكم أبناءكم. Uh, nor has he made your adopted sons at Yakum. Nor has he made your adopted sons your sons. So your adopted sons are not your sons. Abna'akum. Yes, Abna'akum. Zalikum. Zalikum kaulukum. Mhm. Oh, I think I've lost my bearing again. I'm looking for Zalikum. Zalikum kaulukum bi afwahikum. Zalika kaulukum bi afwahikum. That is your speech from your mouth. Let me see what the interpreter says here. Such is only your manner of speech by your mouth. Such is only your manner of speech by your mouth. We have two brackets there. Only is in brackets. Manner of speech. A manner of is also in brackets. Without the brackets, it reads, such is your speech by your mouth. بأفواهكم. والله يقول الحق وهو يهدي السبيل. But God tells you the truth. You is in brackets. Without it, it reads, but God tells the truth. And he shows the right way, right in brackets. If we come out the brackets, Nigerian English, if we come out the brackets, it reads, but God tells the truth and he shows the way, Sabilan. Okay. We have, I think, three notes there. 366966. Sorry, 36696771. Yes, three notes. And 669 is the first. Not two hearts. Not two hearts. Two hearts in his breast, or two hearts in his breast, or in one's breast. Two inconsistent attitudes, not physical hearts. So two, here the commentator is telling us two inconsistent attitudes. When something favors you, good. When it doesn't favor you, bad. Okay. Two inconsistent attitudes, colon. Such a servant, God and mammon, semicolon, or subscribing to both truth and superstition, or subscribing to both truth and superstition, semicolon, or hypocritically pretending one thing and intending another. Oh, it happens every day. It's a common way of behavior everywhere, every day, everywhere. Or uh, pretending one thing and intending another. Full stop. Such a thing is against God's law and will. Full stop. Apart from the condemnation of general hypocrisy, comma, two pagan customs of the times of ignorance are mentioned. Asr Jahil, time of ignorance, are mentioned, comma, and their iniquity pointed out, full stop, and their iniquity pointed out, full stop. See the notes 3670 and 71. They are the immediate notes, the notes preceding immediately. So let's go to 70. 70 Zihar. Zihar. Mm, Uh, Zihar 703670. This was an evil Arab custom. I don't know if it's still practiced today. This was an evil Arab custom. Yes, it is. It is still practiced today. I remember in one of my videos long time ago, it's some Nigerians do it. Anyway, let's go. This was an evil custom. Mm. He pronounced words important that she was like the mother. He pronounced words. So he pronounced words not important. He pronounced words important. Important. He pronounced words important that she was like his mother. That's Zihar. Full stop. C also I consider it to mean 58. Mm, Chapter III, signs 1 to 5. We haven't gotten there yet. Where this is condemned in the strongest terms and punishment is provided for it. Full stop. A man sometimes said such words in a fit of anger. They did not affect him, but they degraded her position. If you tell a woman she's like your mother, you can imagine. Of course, no normal person has sexual feeling for the mother. So to tell your wife that she's like your mother, huh, is above insult. It's more than an insult. You don't have sexual feeling for her. Why did you marry her? Anyway, let's go to the next note 3671. 3671. Mm. Your adopted children are not your children. Your adopted sons are not your sons. Your sons. 3671. If a man called another man's son his son, and his son here is in double inverted commas. If a man calls another man's son his son, it might create complications with natural and normal relationships if taken too literally. Full stop. It's pointed out that it is only a facum, de parler. I think that's French. It's only a facum de parler, immense maths, and should not be taken literally. Full stop. The truth is the truth and cannot be altered by men's adopting sons. And sons here again is in double inverted commas. By men's adopted adopting sons. By men's adopting sons. Full stop. Then the next sentence starts with double inverted commas, which is adoption. So adoption, in the technical sense, is not allowed in Muslim law. Those who have been wives of your sons, proceeding from your loins, those who have been wives of your sons, proceeding from your loins, and this is in all the inverted commas, wives of your sons proceeding from your loins is in double inverted commas, are within the prohibited degrees of marriage, i.e., sign 4, note of marriage, semicolon. Sign 4, IV, sign IV, no, chapter IV, sign 23. But this does not apply as adopted sons. But this does not apply, sorry, this does not apply, but this does not apply to, not of, as, not as, but this does not apply to adopted sons. Mm. So I think here we are trying to consider marriage issues. Mm. We put the uh, idea of marriage issues in it to come to a conclusion that your adopted sons are not your sons. Your adopted uh, daughters are not your daughters. Anyway, let's go to the next note with, yes, the next note with its sign 72 and then 72. And that's sign 5. This is the next note, the next sign. Let's go to the next sign, sign 5. ادعوهم لآبائهم وهو أقسط عند الله. ادعوهم لآبائهم هو أقسط عند الله. Call them by after their fathers. Call them by after their fathers. That is juster in the sight of God. Ahsanu in the lie, in the sight of God. Ahsanu juster, more just in the sight of God. فإن لم تعلموا آباءهم فإخوانكم في دين في دين. But if ye know not their fathers' names, if ye know not their fathers' names, then they are your brothers in faith. Then they are is in brackets. We remove it. It reads, but if ye know not their fathers' names, your brothers in faith. إخوانكم في دين. إخوانكم في دين. Your brothers in faith. ومواليكم في دين ومواليكم. Your brothers in faith or your friends. Your friends. Call them your brothers in faith or your friends. مواليكم. وليس عليكم جناح وليس عليكم جناح فيما اخترتم به فيما اخترتم به. But there is no blame, jinahu, on you, alaykum, if ye make a mistake. If ye make a mistake. Ihtartum, 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 if ye make a mistake. Colon. Ihtartum. ولكن ما ولكن ما تغمدت ولكن ما تغمدت قلوبكم ولكن ما تغمدت قلوبكم. What counts is, and this is in brackets, what counts is the intention of your heart. Ma tamandat kulubihim, the intention of your heart. We remove the brackets, it simply reads the intention of your hearts. Colon. وكان الله غفورا وكان الله غفورا رحيما وكان الله غفورا رحيما. And God is oft forgiving, most merciful. The note to read is no, more than one note. The notes to read are 3672 3673. Two notes. 72 is against not knowing your son's father's names. Uh, freedom. It's not freedom. It's not freedom. Uh, freed men. mm, Freed men, not hyphenated. Freed men were often called after their master's name, as the son of so and so. Full stop. When they were slaves, perhaps their fathers' names were lost altogether. Oh, what a shame. Of course. So they only adopted the names of their slave masters. Mm, Altogether, full stop. It is more correct to speak of them as Maula, friends of as to speak of them as the Maula of so and so, the friends of so and so. So you see how nice religion is. They don't say slaves again, they say Maula, friends. Mm. I hope the West will learn something from me. You don't call them masters again, you call them as Maula, friends of the owners, of their owners, of the slave owners. Mm. And so, full stop. But Maula in Arabic might also imply a close relationship of friendship, colon. In that case, too, it is better to use the right term instead of the term son, son in double inverted commas, comma, brother, instead of using the term son, brother, mm, son, son, comma, son, comma, comma, son, comma. Then the next sentence is brother, double inverted commas. So son is in double inverted commas. And after that, brother, double inverted commas, is not objectionable because brotherhood is used in a wider sense than fatherhood and is not likely to be misunderstood. So you can call your slave your brother, mm, and that is understood because the word brotherhood, it's the meaning of the word brotherhood is broad, but the word son or father is narrower. mm, to be misunderstood. That's no 3672. 3672. Let's go to the next note, which is 3673. That's concerning mistake 3673. What is aimed at is to destroy the superstition of erecting false relationships to the detriment or loss of true blood relations. Full stop. It is not intended to penalize an unintentional slip in the matter. And indeed, even if a man deliberately calls another his son or father who is not his son or father out of politeness or affection, God is oft forgiven. God is oft forgiven, full stop. Most merciful, full stop. Mm. And these are in double inverted commas. God is oft forgiven, most merciful, inverted commas, then full stop. It is the action of mischievous parties which is chiefly reprehended, if they intend false insinuations, full stop. A mere mistake on their part does not matter. That's part of the forgiveness of God. Mm. After giving an instruction, he makes provision for mistakes. Mm. All right. And that's the second note 3673 to sign 5. Let's now go to sign 6. النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم. The prophet is a close, sorry, the prophet is closer to the believers than their own selves. So you have a group of followers in the mosque. This is telling us a group of worshippers anywhere. It's telling the prophet is closer to them than they are closer to themselves. Mm. In churches, I don't know. They don't deal with it. Let me leave that. Mm. Maybe their pastor is closer to them than they are closer to themselves. I think so, yes. All right. In Islam, it's not that way. Mm. The prophet is closer to the believers than their own selves. Uh, Min anfusihim, yeah, min anfusihim. Wa aswajihum, no, wa aswajihu ummahatukum. Wa aswajuhum ummahatukum. Wa aswajuhum ummahatukum. And their mothers, and their wives, sorry, and his wives, aswajihu. And the prophet's wives are their mothers. So a group of worshippers all must consider the prophet's wives as their mother. Simple. So Aisha is the mother to worshippers. So it's not surprising to see people addressing Aisha as our mother in Islam. If you haven't heard it, it happens. I hear it almost daily. Mm. So, wa aswajihu ummahatuhum. Mm. Wa ul arhami bagdahum ula bagdin fil kitabillahi minal mu'minin wal muhajirina. Oh, let me shorten it. Uh, wa 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 ulu arham bagdahum ula bi bagdan. Mm. Uh, Blood relations among each other have closer personal ties. Blood relations, that's arham here from the womb. Mm. Blood relations among each blood relations among each other, blood relations is affinited. Blood relations among each other have closer personal ties. Mm. Wa ulul arham bagdahum ula bi bagdan. Fil kitabi lahi have close personal ties in the book of God. Fi kitab lahi, in the book of God. Min al mu'minina wal muhajirina. من المؤمنين والمهاجرين. uh, من المؤمنين والمهاجرين. Than the brotherhood of believers and muhajirs, than the brotherhood of believers and muhajirs. The brotherhood of is in brackets, without it reads uh, in the book of God than believers and muhajirs. We have three notes to read 3674, 75, and 76. 74 against believers than their own selves. 74. In human relationship, the prophet is entitled to more respect and consideration than blood relations, full stop. The believers should follow him rather than their fathers or mothers or brothers. where there is conflict of duties, full stop. He is even nearer, closer to our real interests, than our own selves. So the prophet is closer to the interests of his followers than that of their followers themselves. Mm. 75, 3675. Wives, against wives. See that note. Oh, sorry. See last note. Pardon me. See last note, which we just read. This surah establishes the dignity and position of the holy prophets' wives, who had a special mission and responsibility as mothers of believers. Full stop. They were not to be like ordinary women, colon. They had to instruct women in religious matters, visit and minister to those who were ill or in distress, and to other kindly offices in aid of the prophet's mission. So you see, they represented the prophets. Simple. The wives represented the prophets where necessary. That's all in summary, in short. Okay, let's go to the next note 3676. Mm, 3676. Mm, Believers and Muhajirs 3676. In the early Medina period, there was a bond of brotherhood between its inhabitants and the Muslims who migrated. Full stop. This bond was the reason for mutual inheritance between them. Full stop. Once the stability of Muslim Ummah was established, the law of inheritance according to blood relationship was revealed, superseding the previous brotherhood relationship. Full stop. This verse and verse number 75 of Surah 8 abrogate the earlier arrangement. Abrogate the earlier arrangement. And that's note 3676. Hmm. Last note I supposed to sign 6. No, no, no. Yes. Last note to sign 6. Hmm. Uh, uh, did I finish sign 6? No, I didn't finish reading sign 6. Let's see. We stopped at min al-mu'minini wal-mujah wal-muhajirina illa an taf'alu illa illa an taf'alu ala waliyaikum ma'rufan illa I omitted that illa an taf'alu ila uliyaikum ma'rufan after closer ties. That's it. Nevertheless, do ye Nevertheless, do ye what is just to your closest friends, Ma'rufan. What is just Ma'rufan? Nevertheless. So illa here is interpreted as nevertheless. Nevertheless, do ye what is just to your friends. Illa an taf'alu ila uliyaikum ma'rufan. To your friends. Uh, كان كان ذلك في الكتاب مستورا كان ذلك في الكتاب مستورا كان ذلك في الكتاب مستورا uh, Such is the writing in the book كان ذلك في الكتاب, that is the writing in the book. into brackets of God. So what book? The book of God is in brackets, but in Arabic, when it's saying the book, the Arabs will understand it. Arab reading people will understand it. Mm. Kana zalika fil kitabi masturan. Mm. Such is the writing in the book of God. Mm. Let's go to the next sign now, which is sign 7. Mm. What is أخذنا من نبينا ميثاقهم ميثاقهم وإذ أخذنا من النبيين ميثاقهم mm, ومنك ومن okay let's stop there first. Let's pause there. وإذ أخذنا من نبيين ميثاقهم. And remember, we took from the prophets their covenant. We took from the prophets their covenant. Then we continue now. وَمِن نُوحٍ وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمِن نُوحٍ وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَإِيسَى ibn Maryam. Their covenants from thee. From Nuh, from Noah, pardon me, Nuhin, Nuhin, from Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, the Son of God, Isa ibn Maryam. Let's take note of the word Jesus here. How Jesus is addressed here. Jesus, either alayhi salam or ibn Maryam. Mm. Our Christian brothers just say Jesus, 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 Jesus. But no, in the Quran, it is not just Jesus. Jesus, son of Mary. There are many Jesuses. There are many Jesuses. So you have to distinguish. Mm. Jesus Jesus uh, the laborer, or Jesus the driver, or this man, but say Jesus the son of Mary. Isa ibn Maryam. Mm. وأخذنا منهم ميثاقا غليظا وأخذنا منهم ميثاقا غليظا. Mm. We took from them a solemn covenant. Galizan, solemn covenant. Galizan, solemn. We took from them a solemn covenant. Full stop. Let's go to the next sign, which is sign 8. No. We haven't read the notes yet. 3677. Note 3677. Compare chapter 3, sign 8:1. There is an implied covenant on all created things to follow God's law, which is the law of their being, Being, which is the law of their being, semicolon. See V1, chapter V1, I think that's 5. Uh, chapter 5, sign 1, 6V1. But there is special implied, but there is a special implied covenant with all prophets, strict and solemn, that they shall carry out their mission, proclaim God's truth without fear or favor, and be ever ready in his service in all circumstances. It's not easy to be a prophet. Not easy at all in all circumstances. Full stop. Full stop. That gives them their positions and dignity as explained in the last verse, and their tremendous responsibility in respect of the people whom they come to instruct and lead to the right path. Of course, because they themselves are being led to the right path by God Himself personally. Let's go to the next sign, which is sign 8. Mm. ليسأل ليسأل الصادقين عن صدقهم ليسأل الصادقين عن صدقهم. Mm. uh, that that God may ask the the truthful about their truthfulness. That God may ask the truthful about their truthfulness. God is in brackets here. Without it, it reads that may question the truthful about their truthfulness. I don't think any ordinary person like me or you will understand. eh? So that refers to God. Mm. Uh, وَعَذَابًا لِكَافِرِينَ عَذَابًا أَلِيمًا wa sorry, not wa as wa ada wa wa aada wa aadat wa aada wa aada wa aada lil kafirina azaban alim wa aada lil kafirina azaban aliman. And he has prepared for the unbelievers kafirin a grievous chastisement, azaban aliman, a grievous chastisement. The note to this is 3678. Mm. That God will ask the truthful about their truthfulness. Mm. 3678. The man to whom God's truth has been committed for promulgation will be asked in the hereafter as to how the truth fared in the world, dash how it was received, comma, who opposed it and who assisted it, full stop. Like all trustees, they will have to give a full account of their trust, full stop. God knows all, and it will not add to his information. He knows all, but he was there asking for witness. God always deals with witnesses for less to hear, not for him. Witnesses. It will not add to his information, full stop. But it will be evidence for and against those to whom it was preached, so that the responsibility of those who dishonored it may be duly enforced, and there will be no intercessor. Full stop. Sorry, the last part is my own. Duly enforced is the ending. Full stop. Then, new sentence. The primary custodians of spiritual truth are the prophets, but in descending degrees, all men to whom God's message comes are included. But in descending degrees, all men to whom God's message comes are included. And that's note 3678, the note to the last sign of section 1 of chapter 33 of the Holy Quran. We shall pause here. When we come back in our next episode, God willing, we shall go to section 2, which begins with sign 9. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Au revoir. May God be with you all.